We are now live.
Okay,
now Bob can say what he needs to say.
Okay.
Welcome to the semi-finals.
Yeah, everyone, welcome to the semi-finals of this Pioneer edition of the National Paper Series. We've got Keraan Chetty up against Jason Moss. And I was having a little chat with Keraan after that last match, and him and Jason had played this out before, but what we're looking at is two decks that went on turn 4 if they're doing what they want to be doing. So Keraan being on the play here is pretty huge. Having that number 1 seed obviously is always an advantage in the top 8.
Yeah, shock in, 2 damage to Keraan.
So Keraan shocks in the hallowed fountain.
But yeah, you basically got 2 ships in the night here.
Okay, unfortunately we are going to get some glare. We've had to turn the lights on in the space.
Yeah.
So we'll have to do the best we can to spot the cards we can.
Or I can ask someone to just stand in the way.
Go do that.
Let me see if I can do that for us.
Cool.
No, they're going to have to stand on Jason. It might not go down so well. Yeah.
Yeah, the lighting is...
So 3 damage. 3 damage coming through from that attack. Takes Keraan to 15.
So that's a Dryad, hey? That's whenever you play a...
I'm not super familiar with Jason's list. Could we actually bring it up?
We can bring it up real quick so we can have a look at it.
That's the
So there we go.
Dryad Militant, that's what he played.
Dryad Militant. Let's take a look-see.
Yeah, it's...
See, well, Omnath on 3.
Omnath on 3. So that's the Dryad Militant. If it is a sorcery card. Say that again. Land was shocked in, okay?
So this is actually quite this is a really good card against Ascendancy, ensuring that Treasure Cruise is almost muted. All the instants and sorceries get exiled.
Yeah.
Right, so, and so Jason's basically playing a similar style to Boggles, where he's trying to suit up a creature and just make it really big and try to get through. So very Boggles style, not so much
Shran.
Hexproof. Shram is the engine to try and get as much card advantage. So every time an enchantment,
And there is one. There's a Griff's Boon coming in. Gets to draw straight away.
allowing him to fly over. And I think, well, he's also trying to just separate his
What's
threats.
enchanting the Dryad?
What's enchanting the Giant?
It's
Actually,
the same
Another
thing.
Griff's Boon.
It's the same Griff's Boon.
Yeah, 3 damage.
3 damage. Also, the Griff's Boon is enchanting the Dryad.
Yeah. So this is a nice aggressive start for Jason. This is how he wants to be playing.
But of course, it's possible that Keraan can just shut it down on
Sure.
this next turn.
And then obviously just with a landfall trigger, to be honest, with the game for life. But Shram giving him, allowing Jason to dig a little bit deeper for those
So
enchantments
there's
is
the
huge.
4 life gain for Keraan.
Yep. If he's got
And
an
take 2 for, I think he's shocking in as well.
yes.
So he'll go to 12.
But if he's got an ascendancy here, we're about to see things get.
Tapping
he's not.
5.
He's going for 5. Okay.
For
Oh,
escape.
to
Wow.
the wilds.
Escape to the wilds.
This is risky though.
Should be 12-20 life totals.
So that, but he also does
12?
get a landfall trigger,
12,
giving
18.
him 4 mana, which
Exactly.
is huge.
Which, if he's got the ascendancy, he gets to play off of the landfall trigger.
Correct. Griff's Boon on both, Foxcliff
And he's got two ascendancies there, so really good hits. If you can get both of them out.
Yeah, especially because although, his mana might be the colors of mana are going to be an interesting.
Well, keep in mind now, this is the second trigger on Omnath for the land coming out from,
exactly.
from
So
that.
that's why he's getting the 4.
But
of
he
one
also
each
gets his
color.
Dryad, which you can play for. He can actually use all 4 for 1 ascendancy and his mana dog.
Does the ascendancy untap the Dryad immediately? No. He still needs to play a spell.
Yes, he'll need to play a spell
And
for
so
it to
that's
untap.
the problem that he's going to have here, is not having blue mana for a consider.
But he does have 1 mana open there, so
Exactly, but you have to play a white, you have to play a blue, and you have to play a red. So he's going to have green and white left
So that
up.
Sun
which
Kettle
limits
Grove
him.
wasn't what he was looking for. He was looking for at least green, blue or red to allow him to get out that. Consider there's expressive iteration as
he's
well.
putting the Jeskai colors together.
I mean, there is I don't know what he's thinking here, to be honest, but maybe he doesn't even go for the ascendancy this turn. But then how is he going to survive next turn?
Because you do exile those cards, right? You can't play them afterwards, or is it always in exile
It's until the next turn, right?
until the next?
Until your next turn.
Oh, that card's way more broken. No wonder it was banned and stuff. I just thought it was like exile. Usually you only get it for a turn, but.
So I mean, obviously we're looking at the 2 ascendancies sitting in exile off Escape to Wild. So one's coming in.
Okay, so say as he comes in, does Keraan have a follow-up player? If he's got a chain to the rocks,
He's
but what would
tapping
he play it
something.
Because the SRAM would be the only option.
He may not have to target anything. I mean, he's playing Change the Rocks
Just
Okay.
to untap.
just to
Yes.
untap. It's a clever play. Because to be honest, Jason's board is putting him under pressure from life total.
Exactly.
You know, so he's got to do something. So it might be now that he gets to go off, depending on what
So I think
draws
he's
come his
probably
way.
thinking about which creature he wants to exile.
Yeah, I think you got to go for the instant. Yeah,
Okay,
guy.
so the
just-
Dryad goes.
Just for the digging deep.
So now, if he's got to consider, his life's going to get a lot better.
And he gets to
He gets to draw and then discard off
and
of the
discard.
Ascendancy.
And that, I think the Dryad is obviously the important one just to unlock Treasure Cruise, because when you're in that mode where you need to dig, you don't want
Exactly.
you don't want a dead card in your hand like Treasure Cruise. That, I mean, it's a broken card.
Okay, so
one
another
mana.
Caryatid coming in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Keraan doesn't have the consider then.
But I think Keraan's definitely setting up so next turn to have both those available for him.
Well, but the problem is he's on 12 life. If I don't know if Jason can get up that big just yet, but I mean obviously
So
he can
swing
fly
for
over.
4 with Omnath. Looking to see whether Jason will take it. Looks like he is just taking it. So
Yeah,
4
he will.
damage.
So 12, 14.
12, 14.
So this is interesting. Jason's got a chance here.
Just quickly want to give a shout out to young Christopher here, who's helping us out with live totals. He's been amazing for
Yes.
2 days,
Yeah.
running back and forwards between all the tables and making sure that we stay up to date with who's on what totals. So
And he's
Christopher,
also helped us keep in
you're
check.
a man amongst men and women playing
Yeah,
Magic
for a young man.
for a young man.
Can we please bring up Jason's deck list again now?
Yeah, let's bring up that deck list, no problem.
I'm very unfamiliar with this deck, although I know the idea behind it.
There you go.
Yeah. So
Okay, so
else-
that's the Alcid of Life's Bounty.
Yes.
No, that's not.
No,
That's
it's
the other one.
it's
The Hateful Eidolon.
exactly.
So he's he's also got the Kmetra's Blessing, which allows his creature to become hexproof, or gives it indestructible, if I'm not mistaken.
And
Well,
a 2/2 buff, I
I
think.
mean,
Yeah,
the big
because
question-
if it's got enchantment.
The big
Yeah.
question here is how big can he make SRAM?
Yes, I suppose that is the question, because I mean,
Can he deal 12 damage right now? Because if not, I don't think he can win.
Yeah,
and I don't know if he can. Gotcha.
I mean, so that should just be a failure to maintain game state. The judge will probably ask Jason if wants the trigger to go on the stack.
if he can allow it.
Jason will say no.
To be honest, from what I've understood, the only time that you generally have to call that just as a prowess player is when damage has to be resolved. So you cast.
Well,
a
he
spell.
did because he played because of Jeskai's Ascendancy. Omnath should have done 5 damage, not 4 damage.
Yes. And that's what I mean. So in terms of the state-based, that's when you would have to declare it. So if he declared 4 damage and not 5, that would be a miss trigger. However, it's only when you have to kind of use that interaction. So as a prize player, you can play 5 spells and then attack.
It's got +5.
It's got +5.
Sure.
So you've got
Yeah.
5 triggers onto it, accounting for all of those things. That's how I would assume it. Obviously, Keraan's a judge.
Although we
and-
also did have that thing come up against Keraan yesterday, where the player said he was attacking for 7, meanwhile he was actually attacking for 9,
9,
and
correct.
he didn't realize that.
It was against Tyler.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're kind of on the other side of that, and in that situation, the life totals did change.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens here.
I mean,
and there's obviously rulings changes as we go through, as you know, like as we update.
took an extra damage.
Yeah,
Okay, so
it was.
it's what you were saying. When it comes to that sort of thing, it has to go through.
Yeah, so it's more when it becomes an interaction in
Okay,
play.
so Hateful Eidolon and Alcid of Life's Bounty on the board.
How does that
Well,
really
both
change?
enchantment creatures.
Yeah.
So Jason did
he'll-
get to draw 2
he'll
cards
draw
off of
2
that.
cards.
But he's not doing his damage and getting through.
No, he's not.
Now.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, if this is the turn we think it is, Keraan is.
Well, he's got the expressive iteration out there. He's got a Jeskai Ascendancy out there.
And that's already just starting the value.
So
engine,
1,
right?
2,
Yes. So that's the obviously going to tap his
1,
mana.
2, 3. He's going to bring out the other Ascendancy.
Untap everything, pumping the Omnath.
I think he's going to do the draw discard first, off of the
Yes.
original Ascendancy. Discarding an Omnath, untap.
Then iterate. So really getting full value.
Because he also,
out of
he
this.
had to iterate in exile.
Yeah, so you're getting full value
Yeah.
for that whole
Yeah,
sequence.
getting all 5
We thought you
cards.
left.
I mean, if you get 2 or 3, you're happy, but 5, I mean, Keraan is probably just pig and mud, as we like to say.
This is cruise control
There
right
we go.
now.
So, iteration comes out.
So
He's going to get to draw and discard twice, 2 Ascendancy triggers on that.
Iteration's so crazy because
Hold on 1 second.
And this is what we
Eidolon's
really
not
want.
aura, so no card draw. So, sorry.
yeah, so the expressive iteration is such a mean card because it digs you 3 and it gives you access to 2 of them, like for 2 mana. It's unreal.
And you know, I like Magic. I don't know if you've seen the new the Midnight
Oh, thanks, Fox.
Yeah, that's what I just
mentioned
said to you.
Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, so what I've liked about the Magic releases recently is that they've had a lot of sleeper cards. You know, like there's so much power distributed across a lot of cards that like expressive iteration look good, right? Everyone's like, oh, okay, this looks like a good draw spell, but
once you play with it,
you're like, wow, this thing, like, you know, like allow 3 cards deep and playing lands for
Elemental
free.
was banned today. What?
what?
What elemental was banned today?
I mean, that big boy right there, maybe.
Omnath.
That Omnath guy?
You want to share a link there?
Yeah. And that's very weird that it's on a Saturday or a Sunday.
Yeah.
Isn't that Mondays? Are you trolling us?
Well, listen, I'm Googling to see if there's been a ban that we missed.
Also, if you enjoy Solitaire, that's what we are currently watching.
Yes, so legal in Modern, legal in Vintage, legal in Historic Brawl, legal in Legacy, legal in Gladiator, legal in Commander, legal in Pioneer.
What is Gladiator?
Gladiator is Arena's version of Commander. It's a 100-card singleton.
Why not call it Commander?
Why not call it? Well, because there is no Commander.
Yeah, Reaction 172. People did doubt expressive iteration, but you play with the card once and then you go, oh.
It's just a reaction saying that because he called it when it came out. He was like, this is going to be a card.
I mean, it's just such good select. Digging 3 cards into your deck, like everyone who's played Brainstorm knows just how valuable that is.
I can say that for Esper Sentinel. I was like, I never respected the card. And I'm like, oh, whatever, man. And then I thought it was more a commander card, and then I put it in my Hammer Time deck.
So Foxglove popping in going, I didn't doubt, I picked them up.
Oh no, for sure. I'm a blue-red player. I'm not going to not get blue-red cards.
Sure. Me, I'm just, hey, bring ads to Grixis, no problem. Let's go. Omnath was banned in Standard yesterday.
Was it? I didn't realize it was still.
Oh no, they're teasing us because it got rotated out, isn't it?
Oh, but wasn't it? Yeah, it was already banned.
It was already banned.
Yeah.
Omnath was already banned. This particular one,
so
Locus of
I
Creation.
know we haven't really been keeping track of what's going on here, but
You think?
I think everyone here
No.
understands that what's happening is Karaan's got infinite mana.
And we
Yes.
watched enough.
He's
Keraan.
going to keep digging into his deck using treasure cruisers and expressive iterations until you can play a Sylvan Awakening, and yeah, just keep drawing and discarding with the 2 Jeskai Ascendancies.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's just rolling through. He's waited, looking for his silver.
Again, the patience that we were talking about earlier, he's not rushing himself. He's going through his plays the way he
because of
needs
the
to.
triggers here. Yeah,
He's got to make sure of all the triggers. You don't want to miss that when you're on this roll.
exactly.
And we're sure chat has watched 5 rounds of this, or this is the 5th round. So,
Again.
so they're well versed in these things. You know, we'd like you to think a little bit more as well while we go into some of the conversations about some more mindful insights about Magic, right?
Yeah.
Versus Kiraan's free rolling.
Correct.
I still can't believe they printed on that.
Like as it is? Yeah.
Yeah, like I get the idea of, oh, that's hard to cast. But also, no, it's not.
It's not. I always thought everybody was like, but it's so hard to cast. I mean, it's not hard to cast. Don't joke.
So I also know Keraan making a comment after playing with Sarvesh in the previous round. He was like, yeah, Sarvesh was such a nice opponent helping me with the dice. As you can see, Jason's just like, screw you, man. This is the final.
You want to sort your dice out, you sort your dice out.
Right, if you want to play a deck that you want to play by yourself, you play by yourself.
Okay, we got a new link here. Let's check out this link from Foxglove. Open that up. Banned and restricted lists. Banned cards. Restricted banned cards. September 24 cards are banned.
Oh, wow. So it is. It's the only card banned in Standard. I
Look
see
at
you.
that.
Okay.
Is this the final says conscript? No, this is a semi-final conscript. But okay, so was Omnath restricted in standard then
No,
before?
it was banned before, but it's a new standard format, so
still banned.
Yeah.
well, it's rebanned.
So banned, like Foxglove said, again.
Yeah, because the standard format's a new format.
So then why not
get you guys.
unban it and just? I mean, what's? They don't
Have you
they
read
don't-
the card?
Look here.
Okay,
What
so
mana base have
hold
you
on.
got in standard right now?
Here we go.
I don't know.
Keraan takes
You got
game
all the
one.
What you're gonna get one drop out
Gentlemen,
of for life.
gentlemen, let's focus for a moment.
You've
Come
got a fair
on.
number of pathways, and you can get the mana.
No, but what I'm saying is not about the mana, getting the mana. I'm saying like the power
The value
of
of it.
The power of that card is down to.
Do we not still have Fable Passage in
No,
current standard?
it's rotated out.
Wasn't it reprinted like 30 times?
No, it was printed in 21. They gave us a nice They gave us a nice version of it, and then decided not to reprint it.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
They gave us a nice version of. Then they gave us another version in
I
Eldraine.
mean, that is interesting then that they...
The first one was an Ultra
Yes.
actually. The second one is the M21.
Although, don't we still have Risen Reef?
No.
No?
Okay.
No,
okay,
no
then
Risen
maybe
Reef.
Omnath might be safe.
Yeah, it's I mean that's a very like I feel like a preemptive ban.
What do you think, chat? Do you think it was Omnath would be free to play in this current standard environment, or is it still too dangerous?
Well, I'll say keep it banned till I find my 4 copies for Modern.
I think I have 2 actually. So I think I'll go and have a look at
I mean,
it.
so Jason's going to have a better chance.
Swing them my way.
Yeah. So basically, Jason's going to have a bit of a better chance with this game.
Because now he's on the play, so
Yeah.
that changes things for him. It was a functional reprint to up the circulation of the card since it was a staple in most decks.
so
We're talking about Fable Passage?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Cool. Conscript, why do you say no?
He's saying no, he doesn't want Omnath back.
Well, I also think it was reprinted to allow the fetch land base in Pioneer because there was no fetch lands. So we never got fetch lands in Pioneer because they
Thankfully.
banned. Yes, I think it's a good thing that they kept it because. As a deck builder who enjoys mana bases are one of the things that really allow a deck to either function or not. And when you're building decks, it's really fun to try and find. So I built the Abzan Magecraft, and the hardest thing for me in my standard deck was trying to get the mana base to work because I need a double green, double black, and double white.
Sure.
And now I can't do that because all of that good stuff went.
blue cards.
Conscript not a fan of mystical
never been a fan of blue cards.
Conscript's wrong.
Although, yeah, that's right. So Lawrence at 2 coming in without Triome, it would be harder to play.
Exactly. So
And Triomes, I mean, they've rotated up with Ikoria, right?
Yeah. So
I mean, did anyone do any testing like this week? Like maybe this week? Like I mean, so I haven't played standard since Wednesday, so I don't know what the decks are. Well, you know, like the current.
Gruul. I think that there's the Gruul werewolves that have been popping up. That's
By the
doing-
way, mono green's the deck you should be playing if you want to get to mythic.
really? is this the cheat code for Arena?
So
For right now.
Foxglove Lass has posted, she says, Locus of Creation wasn't quite balanced. It featured in the update for how they would have balanced some banned cards in an event on Arena without the card draw ability as relatively balanced.
I think that's relatively fair, actually.
Relatively fair.
Yeah.
Everything is relative.
Yeah. When you don't have fetch lands, everything's fine. You
Yeah.
know? But especially the landfall creatures.
It's a fair comment as well. Not a great card to have unbanned in standard, but honestly not sure what it would look like right now. Because, I mean, the new standard is fresh, so... Standard
Yes.
at the moment is just Chariot and...
Ren and 7 ramp piles, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean,
kind of boring.
I disagree. I've actually, but once again, I haven't played for the last couple of
I'm
days.
just gonna-
But I started out and I've been really enjoying this current standard format. There's been, so they're control. You can play control now.
Well, that's as a player who loves control, standard's the only place you can play control.
Listen, my only concern about anything to do with standard anything is when am I going to be able to Grixis again?
Oh,
Because
that
at the
is
moment,
a-
it's just been so... Since
When
War of the
Nicol
Spark
Bolas
and
gets
Nicol Bolas
rewritten.
went away,
Yeah, exactly. You need Nicol Bolas to...
the Grixis has
Wow.
just gone nasty.
Why are you guys playing that in Grixis? Like,
No,
you should
you
be
need-
playing
Nicol
like
Bolas is the Grixis.
Snapcasters, bolts,
No,
and
you
like.
need Nicol Bolas to be relevant for them to print. the
Yes,
Grixis
to print the other
cards.
cards to go with Grixis.
You don't play the Nicol Bolas.
Okay, as long
Unless
as
you
agree
really
with
want
that.
to.
As long as you
Oh,
agree with
listen.
that.
Hey, 4-mana Nicol
Nicol
Bolas was
Bolas
solid.
Dragon God
Oh,
was amazing.
the 4-mana dragon that made you discard a card that you
Yeah,
could flip.
the
That,
4/4
that was a fair.
The Ravager, yeah, he was cool.
Yeah. Look, I never like to go into standard just because it rotates too quickly, and you know sometimes you get a card and then you don't even get
It's
to play
funny
it.
you say
that's why I
that.
play
It's,
Arena.
just sorry, just on that. It's funny you say that, Lee, because there was you say you don't like getting extended because it rotates too quickly. So there's in the last rotation, people were like, why can we not rotate sooner?
Yeah.
Because people were getting really sick of what was going on.
But I mean, that's the power level of Eldraine.
That
Sure.
was just
So,
Eldraine.
so look, I was looking at the costs of certain cards that were in Courier, and if you look at the Courier, it actually has the card. Like, if you're looking at the top card, so as the wrote, because I like to do a lot of MTG finance and just looking at the long-term finance. So I actually study finance, so this is where I get to put all that knowledge into it. And you look at the list of cards that are above $10. Courier has a lot of them above $10, whereas Eldraine has a very select few that are really powerful at like 20.
But that's the thing. They became staples. They became just every deck played those cards.
Yeah. So I mean, Luris is obviously one of them. The triumphs from the commander sides.
Are you talking from
Courier? But they never got to shine. Like I mean, the Fiend Artisan also like in Commander, they never get to shine.
Mutate didn't get to really do its thing that much.
Courier is a great set. Modern Control is suffering from the Cavern Elementals package. His reaction. Boulderelf says, "Ooh, semis."
Oh yeah, Boulderelf. Why aren't you on this side of the mic, bro?
Yeah. Where you at? Practicing for Modern tomorrow.
Yeah. So, Modern Control is suffering because I think Modern is a space where you can't really react, right? Modern is not a format where you turn 1, turn 2, do nothing.
Have you been watching what we're doing?
There's just been. This is a mulligan from Keraan.
Yeah.
Jason has shuffled huge.
Let's actually check out Jason's sideboard here. Let's see if there's anything interesting from him.
Okay. Right after we read the band list again. So 4 Fatal Push, 2 Legions End, 3 Hashbringers.
A Hashbringer,
4 Thoughtseize,
like
and 1
decent.
Tomic Distinguished Advocates.
Yeah, so I'm assuming Thoughtseizers and Hashbringers are coming in.
Yeah, I think he's just got to keep.
Hashbringers would be pretty.
Yeah, I mean
What's it?
Pretty impressive.
Hashbringers,
Hashbringer comes in, it says
abilities of things that come into play.
ETBs don't happen.
Yeah. So I mean, but
so that doesn't shut off Ascendancy, so I don't know.
No, it's just the Omnath, so maybe not.
Yeah, because you can deal with Omnath, and I think the Thoughtseize kind of
What
cover
do
that
Hashbringers do? They make ETBs not happen.
Yeah, so actually it might just be the 4 Thoughtseizers.
Yeah, and I think that's strong enough. You know, you saw that if you can keep him off an Omnath, if you can keep him off a thing.
I mean, you keep him off an Ascendancy.
and that's good enough, right?
Just so we can read it, Hashbringer is a 1/2 creature, flying, lifelink, creatures entering the battlefield or dying don't cause abilities to trigger.
So I also think that the flying will matter, just giving him a little bit more, evasion.
Yes.
So even if there is a Omnath in the field, at least he can get over and still swing in for damage, allowing the auras. And I think that's one damage.
Yeah, I'm with you,
Wow.
Boulderelf. I was thinking that it would
took
actually
the
shut
one
down
damage?
the Ascendancy, but I was.
It's not void.
We were
mode.
incorrect. We were incorrect in our assumptions.
So what would Hashbringer come in against? Probably the Croaxa decks and those sorts of things.
Things like that, yeah. Sacrifice triggers. Nice to get the Gingerbread out there fast.
You got the Thoughtseize.
And the Thoughtseize coming down, so Jason will
so
take
what's it-
2.
Is that an Ascendancy? No, that's
Yes, there is. There's one Ascendancy. There's 2 Ascendancies. There's a Keratin. There's
an expressive iteration
and
and the growth spiral.
You know,
I think the growth spiral might be the one here to slow him down. Right? You got the Karen Feeder, you got your...
Do you want
Or
the
the iteration.
growth spiral or the iteration? There are too many targets.
I mean,
don't
this is what you want to see when you Thoughtseize someone.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
no,
a very
this is not what you... Takes 2 from Thoughtseize.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because there's no good. Well, what do you think, chat?
What would you take? There's 2 Ascendancies.
I'd go
I mean,
Growth
even the
spiral,
Keratin's
iteration.
not a bad
Taking
idea.
the Keratin.
to slow him down. Yeah, because he doesn't have the land drop, so you'd have to draw into it. So I think the Keratin might be the...
Yeah, so
And that's
Conscript saying he used the Hashbringer well against him, but that's also because Conscript was going for that. The sack deck. So.
Yeah. Okay. I figure as much.
Yeah, because he had a lot of sacrifice triggers, and what's that? I think he was running the Catacomb Sifters.
Yes.
So it doesn't make the 1/1s, doesn't give you that extra.
You don't
ramp.
get the life off of the. Yeah.
Okay, so
activate abilities.
Keraan shocking in for 2.
Keeping things open, so he's obviously just going to growth spiral here, not looking at the expressive iteration.
So shock him for 2. Gotcha.
So preferring to rather draw an extra card and hopefully ramp up here.
Yeah, just put him across the table so Chuck can see how cute that is.
Wait, what? Did he
Oh,
put
that
on
was
the-
a
That
it was
kid wearing the t-shirt. and the
enchantment
cap.
onto the ginger brute. Didn't see what the enchantment was.
Probably a grass spoon.
And then a hateful Eidolon or Eidolon.
I'm enjoying the modern chat going down.
Oh wow, okay. That's that is the ethereal armor.
It's also been a bit skewed because Canister and Asif. Oh, is that the modern?
Yeah, I've been enjoying the modern conversation going down in the chats. I hope some of you are joining us for modern tomorrow.
Yeah.
So there we
probably
go.
Be playing. You playing, Bob?
Ah, yeah. I'm
This is
playing.
what's on the ginger brute. Enchant Queen Enchant gets +1/+1 for each enchantment you control and has first strike.
Oh, that's a big one.
So that's a 5 damage swing.
Yeah. This that's actually probably the main piece in his deck.
It is, but he wants that on something
Something
that's
bigger.
hex-proofed.
Yeah.
I don't. Well, Elsie's there to give him that gives protection. So you can sack Elsie for 1
Yeah.
and give protection from a color of your choice. So allowing him to either evade thing. Oh.
Slamming Ascendancy and just... Okay, so Keraan is just hoping he gets to untap next turn.
Yeah.
Because now,
This is the all-important...
So he did hit both land drops to note from the growth spiral into the.
Yeah.
So that's kind of lucky.
But this is turn 4 for Jason, which is like the crucial turn.
Yeah.
And he does... if he can get a few more enchantments down, that's it, you know?
Chat not worrying about our Pioneer metagame here.
So here we go.
Oh, guys are just ready for
all
modern
that glitters coming down.
Oh, and I think that's it.
That is a
Yeah.
big swing. That should be game.
I mean, if it's not game, then...
So 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. And that is game.
Yeah.
Jason takes game 2. Jason takes game 2 with a big swing.
Pardon?
12 damage on the spot.
Exactsies to finish off the game. Wow.
Keraan was tapped out.
So I know Kieran Money playing Phoenix is hoping that Jason does him a solid by beating Kieran because he knows game 1 he has 0 chance of winning. Right. So I was looking at his chatting to me and I was like, dude.
So, but now things swing again because
Yeah,
now Keraan's on the
back
play.
on the play.
Yeah.
And he's going to mulligan aggressively to get what he wants.
Sure. I mean, but that's what you would do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he also knows that he just needs one piece of removal to ensure that if he can find one.
I mean, the thing is, the Boggles deck can't kill you on 3s. Like, it can't get that much damage through first. So that's that's the thing. If Keraan I mean, obviously there is a Thoughtseize that can disrupt him, and that was a good pick by him. Taking the Carotid, obviously it removes a blocker
Yeah.
and
It
prevents...
slows him down as well.
Exactly.
it was huge. That was
Lawrence at 2, Ethereal Armor MVP. It was absolutely
Yeah.
in that match. Ethereal Armor and then all the glitters. I mean, 2 things that just buff off of themselves, basically.
Yeah, redundancy,
Yeah.
as they say.
But only if they say it more than once.
Redundancy.
Redundancy. Oh dear. It's that time of the evening, people. Just deal with it, okay?
Yeah. Well,
8.5 hour stream today.
Yeah, we put in a good shift here.
And as we all know, if Keraan loses here, he's going to be happy because it means it's beer o'clock.
It's beer o'clock.
Yeah, he's already. He was wanting his beer before top 8. It was announced. So we were sitting there chatting outside, and he was just
Yeah.
like, "I'm ready for my beer."
But that's our goal for tomorrow is just to clean sweep the top 8, split the top 8 between friends,
And go drink beer.
and go drink beer. So if you're coming to Modern tomorrow, just know you're not getting anything.
I'm gonna be there, so you're gonna get.
Hey, maybe you can get in on the split.
Maybe you can get
Listen,
in on
I'm
the
not
split.
drinking beer right now. I'm fasting, bro.
You don't have to drink beer. You can still get some of the split.
I can still get some of the food.
It's all good.
You can go to Smack and get a giant pizza.
Oh, talk to me about pizzas. The pizzas, we're missing the pizzas
We
here
were
at
missing
Nexus.
it. I'm missing that one-man pizza.
Yo, that big pizzas here
That
at
pizza
Nexus
with the avo
delicious-
and the chili and the blue cheese. Oh,
Is
God.
that Greek one?
No, it was called the one-man pizzas. That's
called
what they called it, the one-man pizza.
I'm thinking about the El Greco that they used to have.
Dude,
which was,
don't. The pizzas here were so good.
oh my word.
I mourn for the pizzas.
And we
here.
just had to sit here with toasted cheese sandwich.
Toasted cheese sandwich and chips.
Come
Although
Nexus,
the chips are
if you
always
hear
good.
our cry, just sort it out.
Oh wait, is Boulderolf coming through with Hammer Time tomorrow?
Yeah,
Oh, no.
he is playing Hammer
Yeah,
Time. I know someone's playing my Hammer Time list.
I mean, I know a lot of people have dedicated a lot of sideboard slots to that matchup, so
I'm cool with that because I'm not playing it. But I had to make.
Can I just say, I think Modern tomorrow is probably going to be our most competitive event
very
of the
much
weekend.
so.
It is definitely.
Especially since, Standard's been in a pandemic. Very few people have been playing it in paper. Like,
Even
modern...
Pioneer just-
Nocturnal Night 88. Stop making me hungry. No more talk about pizza, guys. Come on. Seriously. We've got to keep our chat in mind. Although,
am I allowed to crinkle chip papers and?
we should go get a whole bunch of stuff. We should be like,
This
this
becomes
is the sound of a pizza box opening.
Yeah, we're gonna shift to an ASMR stream.
Hammer seems strong, but if I had practice with the deck, I would probably want to just play Rhinos.
Yeah, I love Rhinos. Good mid-range deck. It's probably one of the most interactive decks
And
with
also-
a nice combo in it.
Yeah, I mean, Fury is just silly. Like, it's just got so many free spells. Like
I wouldn't say free because I think the trick in the
you
deck
wouldn't
is,
say free, but when I played against it, it seems like it's free.
No, well, I say that because when you're getting into a mid-range, and you remember
Cards matter.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier about being emotional and getting into that space, and that's one of the things where I found that being too aggressive with those things, like allowing the things to take a turn.
Boulderolf saying Rhinos is one I'm scared of.
Yeah, 8, like,
Yeah.
being able to put an 8 power on turn 3 at instant speed is...
Well, look here, my favorite play turned to ice. Turn 3 Rhino.
that's the thing.
And the reason I like to play that deck is mainly because I get time between rounds, right? And that's really why I enjoy the deck, is because as a big competition, you need space to breathe, right? These last 2 events have been so grindy, and people felt it at Standard. People felt it in the Pioneer. It is long games here. I mean, we're sitting here at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean-
Jason keeping his 6.
Semi-final.
Semi-final, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, but Modern, I don't know. It feels like no matter what, it's going to be a quick match.
Yeah. Very few people are playing
Unless-
elementals here.
Yeah,
I say.
Okay, 1 damage coming in from that little ginger brute again.
Yeah, I feel like maybe like in Modern things might go long if you're one of those people that likes your opponents play it out. But typically, by turn 4 or 5, you know who's winning that game.
Look, I know I've played
Shocking.
Kian's before when he played the elementals at Stone Dragon and last qualifier. And
Shock for 2?
It's difficult deck. It's probably my difficult matchup
Okay.
for me. It's only
gotta
one of
carry
the
at
few
it on the
decks
board.
that match 4/4s, so it's hard.
Yeah.
So, that's a good start for Keraan.
It's a good blocker as well against the ginger brute. Although the ginger
mean-
brute can tap to say you can't block it unless you've got haste. But in comes the
But-
dryad
Yeah, the thing will be that he will want to just...
and a
pump it up.
cartouche.
So it's got-
So he's going wide now. He's allowing himself.
Which cartouche is that? That's
It's
the
the color-
cartouche of
solidarity.
solidarity.
So it gives a +1/+1 in first strike and makes a 1/1
Human.
soldier.
Yeah.
So there
I
we
like
go.
that cartouche.
So I actually played with Blue-White Boggles in Standard back when SRAM was around because it was a really fun deck.
Sure.
And
Just-
I took down quite a lot
Yeah.
because people never prepared for it because it was just this off-meta.
And
Weird
that's,
thing.
I mean, you can see it. Look, Jason playing this off-meta deck, people not preparing for it, and he's sitting here in the semi-finals giving Jeskai Ascendancy, which has been crushing a lot of the people on stream,
Yeah.
a run for their money, right? No pun intended here. But Kieran's definitely going to fight
Well,
all the way down.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like Jeskai Ascendancy, probably the strongest deck in Pioneer.
Well, I think Phoenix is also pretty up there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so chain to the rocks.
Just different style of
getting
play.
rid of the dryad.
Yeah, because he wants his instance going to his graveyard.
Sure. That's to enable the treasure cruise, right?
Yes, so that's exactly it. He did that before he expressive iterations.
Yeah.
He hasn't made his land drop yet for the turn.
Yep.
So probably what he's going to do here, unless what else he got? He's got a few lands.
Got
in
a
there.
Hallowed Fountain,
Does
which
he
is
have a
playing in
growth spell?
tapped.
So the thing here is, if he's got a growth spiral, then he's just going to try and get up on lands.
Just to get his
Did
mana
not
advantage.
shock in the hallowed fountain.
No, because he doesn't need to.
Sure.
Because he can always block, tap, play his growth spiral.
So what else is in his hand here? Because if he's got the Ascendancy, he's probably got
something
the one.
else going on there that we can't see.
Or it's
Because of the
another.
glare.
It's another charm.
And
Ooh.
is that a dryad?
Okay, so
Hana?
in response, yeah, he'll
Growth
growth so
spiral.
it gets in there.
So it at least goes to the graveyard.
Lee, don't just run and see what that other enchantment is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some big swings coming.
Oh, it looks like Sentinel's eyes. Gives him vigilance. +1/+1 and vigilance. And it's Sentinel's eyes gives him +1/+1 for vigilance. Also has escape.
And 4 damage.
And 4 damage. Okay.
4 damage to Keraan, taking him down to 13.
Okay, so now does Keraan just have it, or are we going to? No, he doesn't.
So expressive iteration.
Trying to find Ascendancy.
Gonna go find things.
The thing is, an Ascendancy now doesn't
Do much.
get him where he wants to be.
Not with the mana he's got.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, Keraan actually might just be dead.
wow.
It depends. I mean, if he's got more chains to the rocks.
That's the thing about this Ascendancy deck, though. So he might just be dead, but then
It's
again,
got a lot of resiliency. He's probably brought a Wilton.
Yeah. The one.
just the one.
And I heard even Keraan talking about his
Okay, so
matchup with.
is that Hinterland Hob?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know he was talking to Salvesh and he said I didn't even bring it on.
No, not against him.
Yeah, because he says like if you're putting the Ascendancy down, I'm probably lost already. And that's more cause that someone would say, oh, the Ascendancy is such a strong card, you know, I need a
Yeah, I
Wolf
mean,
for it.
I even said, like, I assumed that the Wolf was coming in.
Me too.
Sure.
And he was just like, if you're doing that in this mirror, I'm winning.
And
So,
once again,
or
there's a
you're
reason
winning.
why we're sitting here and he's sitting there.
Hey, I didn't play, so I got a good excuse.
You got a good excuse. So Hinterland Harbor coming in off of the expressive iteration.
Okay, cool.
And
So
then-
he's just trying to get some blocks down.
Caryatid, and then going to... Sorry, what is this card called again? Consider.
Consider. So Keraan not having the Ascendancy, which obviously when you're playing a deck called Jeskai Ascendancy,
Is a
you
problem.
might want to have it.
You know. Keraan deciding right now...
Well, if it's an instant, then putting it into the grave is kind of pointless because it goes nowhere. But at the same time, if it's not Jeskai Ascendancy, do you really want it?
Yo, 4 go blanks in the sideboard. Wondering who reaction 172 is.
It's Cullen.
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 Okay. Oh, that's Anshin, by the way, if you're wondering who.
Where the strange childlike whispering voice came from.
I thought we call her auntie here.
Okay, so Jason Moss in with a chance.
Yeah,
If he
because
can
he has
give some,
untapped.
if he can Griff's Boon, if he can Griff's Boon and all that glitters, he might actually just have it.
Yeah, and ethereal armor. Was that the armor?
Yeah.
Oh, Thoughtseize.
Thoughtseize.
Takes the Sylvan Awakening, which is huge.
Takes 2 from the Thoughtseize.
I mean, it isn't because the Sylvan Awakening
that
isn't a
again?
card you're going to play until you need to.
Shock
so
the
you
landed.
can always just wait till
Who
you do
did?
the next one.
Yeah, but I don't think Kerran's
Jason.
got the time.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's not going to play the Sylvan
So
Awakening anytime
you're
soon.
saying it's possible. What you're saying? Possibly take the iteration.
Fox Glove Lass
I would-
says,
I would
Anshin!
definitely take the iteration.
But I'm thinking that okay, yeah, because it's also sorcery, right? Or instant.
What Sylvan Awakening?
Yeah, I think it's
Can,
instant.
can we just bring it back up? Because I'm pretty certain it's. a
Sorry, what are we
sorcery,
looking for?
But maybe not.
Yeah,
Sylvan Awakening.
Sorcery.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I might go with the expressive iteration for the card draw then.
So another
exactly.
5 damage
Just
coming
Because
down.
now you're actually allowing him to get what he needs.
So that's
Yeah.
8,
So I might agree.
3
with you.
damage.
Yeah. So I might agree with you
10.
on that. But you know, he's probably knows what lines he needs to
Yeah.
find for his deck, and you know, we're obviously.
Does
I don't
Keraan
know.
Well, that's
have
the thing.
any
Neither of us
back
have
to
much
natures?
experience with this Boggles deck.
No,
so we
he's
don't
not running
really
back to
know.
He's got a Wilt in the sideboard. We're not sure if he brought it in. But no back to natures.
No, 1 Walt in the sideboard. That's it.
Although this is he's digging 3. He's
This
gonna-
is-
another expressive iteration I see there.
Yeah.
So here we go. This is
He's exiling
everything.
that. What's he? We don't see what he's putting in his hand. But
And this is the turn.
I mean, so the problem now. Okay, he hasn't played a land yet, but the
He's also
mana
not
is just
playing
not
to the
there.
board either, right?
So paying 1.
Does he have vigilance on the ginger brute?
Yes, he does.
Okay, so that's so. And what's crazy about the brute is he can make it unblockable, right?
Yeah.
So that's huge. So he can still crush through the defenders without actually worrying. And this is huge for us, for Keraan, because he's got to find a way to deal with the brutes, right?
Yeah. He's
And-
probably looking for chain to the rocks at the moment.
Yeah, and I think Jason's looking for his L seat so that he can actually feel a little bit more comfortable to
Exactly, to be able to protect it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Jason's actually been a little risky here. Like, pardon?
Karametra's blessing.
Yeah, the +2/+2 and protect indestructible. Hexproof and indestructible.
Hexproof and indestructible.
It's the. I think if it's got an enchantment, it gets buffed. It gets +2/+2 if it's enchanted, the creature, but it gets. Oh no, it gets if it's enchanted. it
Hexproof
gets
and indestructible.
So it's the other way
For
around.
1 white mana.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
Well, that seems pretty good in this deck.
And he's holding up the 1 white mana.
Well, if you're talking about that, we're talking about blacksmith
Okay,
skill.
so we get an Ascendancy down. Or no, the Ascendancy's
Ascendancy's-
off of the 1 iteration, so
He's got to pay for it still to bring it in.
But he's got the untapped creatures.
yeah, he's got 4, but then he's got nothing.
Does he have 4?
Yes.
One,
no, he's
two,
got
three.
3,
He's got
but
3.
he hasn't played a land this turn.
Oh, this is a really tough spot. And so, how much damage do you have on board? 5. on
However,
the
if he does play
6,
it, he's tapped out.
That's the issue.
right? So
Tapped out with no blockers.
But it's only 6
he's-
damage. Only
so
6 damage.
Depending on what he's got coming
Yeah, so
down
that's the
next
thing.
turn.
So that's the thing. Keraan might just go, you know what, if you've got it, you've got it.
Sure.
But I need to have my ascendancy on the battlefield if I'm going to win.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right? And then we were talking about how he's a very conservative player, but these are the moments where he has to like risk it for the biscuit, right? Yeah. What?
Does have chain to the rocks in his hand.
Okay, so not playing the chain is interesting.
So going for the Ascendancy and playing the green mana, passing to Jason. Jason untaps. If he's got something here, this could be game. Depending on how big he can get that ginger brute.
So this is one of those things where Keraan literally just went, if he has it,
Is that
he
a
has it.
Thoughtseize?
Oh.
I mean, the Thoughtseize is too late though.
Getting rid of the chain to the rock.
But that's the thing. If he can pump his creatures here and deal 10 damage, he wins.
Yeah. So he'll take 2 of the Thoughtseize.
If he doesn't, he's still not in a terrible position. Although obviously the Jeskai's Ascendancy allowing you to
Obviously,
loot.
his head getting the way of the
but-
light means we can't see anything. Jason, sit back, bro.
But I think obviously taking the enchantment takes a trigger off the ascendancy, so it doesn't allow him to dig. So-
Exactly.
So I think that's probably the call. The carrots, I mean, he's untapping with it or whatever. It's got summoning sickness. Not something we're worrying about right now. He's just trying to push that damage through. right?
Exactly.
And really get. Although it is a blocker.
It is a blocker.
So it does,
He's got another expressive. So either way, you actually.
this
Wow,
is a very tough choice.
but this has been crazy. I mean, Jason's 2 Thoughtseizers have gone in here, and both times he's had to make very
Well,
hard decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the thing. So Jason, it depends on whether he
Okay,
can.
so chain to the rocks is gone,
Yeah. Yeah, that seems like the correct idea there.
right? Because he wants to
depending
keep his creature.
on- Exactly. So he obviously doesn't have the protection for the creature though.
And this comes back to taking the first
What
iteration.
is-
What is Keraan tapping the green for? Nothing?
Nothing.
Just the pump fake, just to get his opponent, And Keraan's talked about that in his podcast about how he has to sometimes play his opponent just to
Sure.
get them to that's the mind games now, right? You're so far behind, or you're in a tight position. You got to make your opponent start making mistakes.
Yeah, but
So this
Jason.
should, plus that should be 5 damage total. And
Buying
buying
Lurrus.
Lurrus. 6 damage total takes Keraan down to 4.
So can he?
And
can
buying
he,
Lurrus.
Can he get another 4 damage through here? What's the plan?
But
he
now,
bought Lurrus.
but now what we have to consider is that he's
Okay.
tapped out, so he doesn't have the Karametra's
and
blessing.
Keraan's got an expressive iteration still in hand,
Which
is
means-
3 extra cards. It's plus the Jeskai Ascendancy trigger, so that's he can dig
So
4
we're
cards deep now.
pretty sure that if Keraan goes off on this turn, it'll be game.
Yeah, and
But
we
he
saw
can
this with
with
Sabet.
because you've seen like one of the Sylvan Awakenings was taken, right?
Yep.
So, but I mean, he's
You got playing 3.
and
So
the thing is, you
expressive
wanna draw
iteration
into it
comes
anyway.
out.
Yes. Like that's the thing. You want to draw into your Sylvan Awakenings. It's not necessarily something you need in your hand. Yeah, your conscript's correct. No,
Yeah,
absolutely.
No, for sure. We-
After the Thoughtseize, sure.
Look, you can always float mana.
Yeah, you don't take mana burn anymore, so.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
Unless you've got that commander that makes you take mana burn.
Or the
Okay,
new.
consider. Yeah. Okay, so that's gonna get us even deeper.
So this.
Although obviously Dig Through Time is currently offline essentially because there are some cards in the graveyard, so you can still delve.
Dig Through Time?
But
It's not going to be
Treasure
as efficient.
Treasure Cruise, sorry, my bad.
Both are still legal
Yeah.
in Pioneer.
Except
Yeah.
that Dig Through Time is not in this deck.
No.
Yeah. So the difference between Dig Through Time and Treasure Cruise is obviously Dig Through Time gives you much better selection.
Yeah.
And here you're not trying to look for selection, you're just trying to get
Yes.
velocity, which is 3 cards, versus 2 cards, which is where you're looking for what's it? It's not Treasure Cruise, it's a Treasure Cruise, yeah. No, Dig Through Time, sorry. Dig Through Time is the one where you pay 2 mana and you get
You look at 7, draw 2.
Draw 2, which is more for the combo. So I played a little bit of Lotus combo.
Oh, you can't play Dig with Giganta. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair point. But also, I just don't know if it's necessary here.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Oh,
what's...
because you got 2 pips on the
Yeah.
2 blue, and the Giganta only needs 1 card off each, right?
So, Chain to the Rocks is in his hand again. He can play it and just get rid of the Ginger Brute.
I don't think it matters. Like, unless he whiffs, like, it
Sure.
doesn't matter. He's just trying to get to Sylvan Awakening now. Because he's just drawing cards, getting more mana.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah. And we saw Saab on 4
yeah.
just pull a win as well. So.
yeah. No, Keraan would have to get pretty unlucky to not win here. If you're in this position as a Jeskai Ascendancy deck, you're feeling pretty good. You know you've got a bit of work to do, but you also
But
know
you're about
that you can do it.
I mean, you've done the walk up the hill, right?
That's exactly it.
You've tripped, you've kind of got through the thing, and now
Okay, so-
can you just push it through now?
And also, so the chain getting another trigger there. And if it's... and he's tapped out, so chain to the rocks on the brute. Oh no, he wants his instance in the graveyard. He is.
I think he's got a
probably
dig in his
gonna
hand. Yeah.
Digger. Like, Treasure Cruise.
Treasure
deck,
Cruise,
my
Treasure
bad.
Cruise.
Treasure
Look what you've done, Bob.
Yeah, why did you bring up this card?
Oh, he's got an Omnath in hand. Does that make anything...
Does that, yeah, well, I mean, against for life, if you hit the land drop.
Yeah, but isn't... And well, yeah, he's in the... So this is interesting, and he's still got... Oh,
Wilt killing the Ginger Brute.
This is just Heartbreak Hotel for Jason Moss.
Oh my word.
Really, you feel like if he, drew all that glitters
Yeah.
or something like that, he would have had it in either of the last 2 turns. And so you see that risk that Keraan played last turn. He had nothing. You know?
Omnath.
He had, if Jason could deal 10 damage, Keraan was going to lose this match.
And this comes down to that play where we were talking about the Sylvan Scrying and the Expressive Expression.
Exactly, that's what I said.
So that velocity that he was going gave him the 3 selection.
Land,
got
4
him that
life.
second iteration, which started to get the engine going, right? And
Exactly. You have to go for the iteration there.
Yeah, just because it gives him, it's getting his combo, it's getting him to go through that. And this is, now you start to feel like Keraan. You can even see he's starting to lighten up.
Oh yeah, he's in control now.
Yeah. He's like, okay, cool. The wheels are turning.
Although he's only got 1 card in hand, yeah. But what card is it?
Yeah.
No, Jeskai.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sorry, Chad.
I mean, is part of Jeskai, so
Yeah.
I wasn't correct. Oh wow, coming to Giganta.
Giganta.
So Keraan actually kind of whiffing a little here, but whiffing in the
a
most
good way.
spectacular. Like, okay, so he didn't win this turn, but his opponent has nothing left, and he's got a full board. So sometimes when you don't just win with
I mean,
Jeskai
9
Ascendancy,
power.
you essentially win with the Jeskai Ascendancy.
Yeah, I mean, you got 9 power on the board there. For
Does
it to go
Jason play any sweepers? I highly doubt it.
No.
So
Look, he's got Luris in his hand, which I suppose he could play to bring something back.
yeah, I agree.
But-
The Omnath does just shut things down.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's just, for me personally, and I know Keraan would have wanted to have just won
Sure.
there, because
Beer.
beer o'clock, it is closer. But yeah, you're still not feeling sad if you're Keraan right
Sure.
now. And if you're Jason, you're kind of just like,
Not
well,
like
this was a
this.
great tournament. I had a good time.
So 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, he's
gonna
gotta
play out the
Luris,
Luris.
and then bring out probably the Ginger Brute, or
You could probably
something
bring out the
to-
Ginger Brute. Yeah.
Yeah.
And pass.
Yeah,
Also, again, not doing well on the land drops for Jason.
I mean, his deck doesn't need lands that much,
Still.
you know? Everything's 1 or 2 mana.
Yeah, although he would like a little bit. I mean,
More than
look,
4.
You can only play 1 a turn, so you know, Luris is great, but you're not when Jeskai is getting 4 or 5 cards a turn versus 1 a turn.
Okay, there goes the treasure cruise.
Yeah.
Also, keep in mind, I mean, we haven't seen a land drop yet. We've got Omnath on the board.
Yeah,
First land
Foxglove,
comes
I
down.
think that is the case, that he wanted to just be able to shut this down as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, Jason didn't have. I mean, Gingerbrutes maybe. Like, if he had a Gingerbrutes in hand and could quickly pump it up,
Sure.
Keraan still had the Omnath back on blocks and the Gigantha back on blocks. So it's. I mean, maybe if he could have given it flying, that could have.
Well, he could have tapped it down and said that creatures, it can only be blocked by creatures
yeah, but
with
then
haste.
you're using your mana.
Sure. But there was an option.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to think. Maybe he could have got an extra 8 damage through with a Gingerbrute in hand, but I don't know. Yeah,
Without the enchantments and the auras,
I
think,
think, yeah.
And I
without
think
the
also-
auras or
I think also the timing of the Thoughtseize. I think the first 2 Thoughtseize, the first Thoughtseize could have been played a little later. Right?
Yeah.
So right,
Maybe.
allowing
Turn
you.
3 is typically when you want to go for it.
Yeah, so suit up your brute, get him up, get him there. I mean, it's not to say that you know. And
Sylvan
you can see-
Awakening.
Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Okay, so for those of you who at home who don't actually know what happens now, Sylvan Awakening makes your lands all into 2/2 creatures. So now
Indestructible. 2/2
Yes.
creatures with haste.
yeah,
exactly. So now every time Jeskai Ascendancy triggers,
And that's game.
it'll untap all your lands. Which are
Keraan
now
goes to the
creatures.
final, his second final in 2 days.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Jason bows out, unfortunately for him, having had a great tournament.
And a really good deck selection, like in terms of this tournament, it seems
Sure.
to have done him really well.
Nobody was expecting, as what Reaction was saying earlier, nobody seems to have expected the deck that he was playing.
And he played it well. Like genuinely, that was
And you said it's a very difficult deck to play. It's
Sure.
not an easy deck. Same from Salvesh, 2 really veteran players saying, you know, this is real hard to play. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not. I mean, they say that, but it's like literally just digging, right? It's just like.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also the thing
sequencing
is, so like what I found playing Citadel's a lot of digging, but you've got to make some interesting choices at interesting times. You know, it's about do I leave stuff open for their
Especially-
turn or do I just go for it? Like, and you know, you can like you saw, there's the Whiff City can happen.
Sure.
And I think iteration's probably the hardest choice in the game, and for them, right?
Yeah.
What to exile, what to bottom,
I
what
mean,
to.
you exile the land, you take the Jeskai Ascendancy, and you put whatever else on the bottom.
I thought you said this is a hard deck to play.
Reaction coming in with aggro decks is so difficult to play. It's why I don't play them. I'm not good enough.
Some people say that's the nice, easy, straight line to victory, right?
For sure.
So I guess this also comes down to that personality traits. What do you enjoy
I mean, I
playing?
think anyone who thinks aggro is easy to play is just probably a bad player. Like, every deck is hard to play, like, well.
To play properly. Correct, yeah.
It's like playing Burn, right?
Yeah, playing Burn
Okay, guys,
perfectly.
we're quickly going to wrap this up. We're going to be back with the final in a moment. Don't go away, chat. We're coming back with your final for the Pioneer event. We're going to go find out who Kiraan's opponent is.
So will it be Keraan versus Keraan?
Will it be Keraan? Will it be Keraan versus Keraan,
We're gonna have to get that right.
or versus Bavin?
Yeah.
It's Keraan versus Keraan. There we go. So Keraan Money beating
My boy
Bavin
made it in the
Shimper.
final.
What is Keraan? He's
So
on
that's going to be.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Is it
this is
Phoenix?
going to be a good match.
Is it Phoenix versus Jeskai Ascendancy?
So
We'll
the
be
two
right
commentators
back.
on opposite sides here.
Yeah, one of us is getting free beers tonight.
One of us is getting veggie hot dogs.
There we go. See you soon, chat. Don't go away.
Slovakia, if you.